linebackers specifically that you're going to work with. What are your impressions on these new guys?
You talk about the guys we signed?
Yeah, the new signings like Locke and
Rival says they're good, and I think they're good on film. I know they look good. I like linebackers that I have to look up to. I like that, and they can run. But, coming in as a freshman, and when you come to me, this is an elite program. You have to be a special player to make things happen as a freshman. So we've got to be guarded that those are not the saviors of Florida State football. Those are ambassadors and future good football players. And to put that label on them probably isn't fair based on what they're going to be able to do as a freshman. But they have talent. They would not have been recruited if they didn't have great talent. And it'll be the coach's job to make sure that that talent is used in the right way, and then improved. But there's a reason we also got good ones like that, because the opportunity is here. The future's now with what we're doing, and we don't have great numbers, as far as scholarship guys right now at linebacker, and that's why it was a priority. But it's a good mix of body types and skill level that we got to match up with what we already have here.
When did your discussions with Jimbo become serious about coming here?
10 years ago. I think as soon as it was official for Coach to, make a decision, on staff and all that, it was, he knew he could call and say, "You want to come to Florida State?" And I was going to go, "Yeah." Okay. I mean, it was one of those deals. We talked in bits and pieces.
Right.
But I'm very guarded about jobs, because of the friendship, and I probably quit calling when the takeover became official, as much as I would as a friend, because I didn't want him, him to assume that I was only calling, for a position. I kept sending letters. I put a billboard up on the road here. I don't know if you saw it, but no, it was, we talked through at the end of the season when it became appropriate to talk.
Right.
He was very professional about it. Called Coach Holtz when it was time, and believe me, Coach Fisher knew that if he wanted me to come work here, I was going to come. And it was just details after that.
A lot of people speculated you might be the defensive coordinator after Coach Andrews decided to retire. Your name surfaced a lot with that opening. I mean, did you expect to have that position, or were you?
No.
Okay.
No. The internet and the stuff that comes out now, it's wild. I mean, there was a number of names, obviously, that were in the mix, and I think Coach had to make a hire that could sell winning and was a good combination of things, and I just wanted to be on the team. It was something that I wanted to do regardless of title, and all that stuff that it's all hype. You guys made my phone ring a lot, I can tell you that. People calling, asking, and a lot of friends I hadn't talked to in years started calling. Exactly.
Okay, when you were at Cincinnati, was there anything about Jimbo that made you think that guy's going to be the head coach?
Oh yeah. As soon as I met him, I mean, just certain guys come in a room in our business and have the personality, and they have the foresight and the knowledge. I knew right away he knew football. At the time that him and I had met, I had been coaching offense for the last 6 years. So I understood what he was doing, and I was really impressed with what was going on in his young career. And Rick Minner, at the time when he hired him, we went out that night, and I got to spend the evening, with Coach Fisher and with his wife, with Candy, and just listening to him talk about how they did things at Auburn, and he was very involved in the changes that were going on in college football, with the spread and stuff like that, and then his personality, and then watching him coach. When you saw him on the field and the way the kids responded to him and the way we played as an offense was very impressive.
Coach Timlin, I felt with the Osceola, can you talk just a little bit about your philosophy with the linebackers and the balance that comes between rushing the passer and covering,
Right.
dropping into coverage, and then also stopping the run?
Well, we're going to stop the run first and foremost, and it'll come to tackling. If a guy can't tackle, he won't play. You know, it all comes down to tackling in a football game defensively, and they've got to be great tacklers. Not good, they got to be great tacklers. It's an occupational hazard, and we're going to practice it, and we're going to do it every day. I believe in having linebackers that are fast, with size, and that like football. I like guys that like to practice, that are downhill players. You know, I want them attacking the run, but trusting what they see in order to defend the pass. You know, blitzes are good if they work, you know, and if a guy can blitz and make plays, we'll send him. If he can't, he won't blitz. But it's a group that has to perform at a very aggressive and a very, very productive way. It has to. You know, it's the core of the defense. It's in the middle. It has to do well. That position has to succeed, and that'll be the standard.
Who's the best tackler you've worked with?
Who's the best tackler?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. That I've coached ever?
That you've coached, yeah.
Quentin Cotton. Kid I had at East Carolina. The guy did. I don't know how he did it. He could tackle.
What was he at the start when he first came in to the program, and then how did you develop him?
Tried to run him out of there. Believe it or not. He was just a young kid that didn't know, but he turned into a great player, and if his knee wouldn't have got blown out at the Tulane game, he'd still be playing. But he had, some guys just can do it. You know, they can bend, they don't get juked. You know, some guys learn how to do it. But for the most part, you know, you're either a Jedi Knight or you're not. You know what I mean? You got to have a feel to do it, you know, and tackling. And the speed at this level. And expect, you know, we should be good tacklers because of the speed we're going to see every day in practice. You know, I think our guys got good at East Carolina at tackling because we had to chase Chris Johnson around. You know, that'll help.
What was the first thing you thought yourself about him in person?
Nice kid, you know, looked good, was taller than me. You know, that's what I liked. You know what I liked? I liked that they came to find me. That's what I liked. You know, I didn't have to hunt out either one of the guys. They were anxious to see, you know, who's going to coach them. And, you know, I liked it. You know, he walked right in, sat down, introduced himself, and asked for help. You know, wanted to do well.
We all talk about scheme and stuff. When you come to a new program, and not specifically this job, when you go to a new program, are there changes technique-wise from coach to coach?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's technique changes, there's philosophical changes, there's key changes, you know, as far as their eyes, what they do, you know, and there'll be some adjustments. And watching game film from last year and just doing a personnel evaluation, you know, you try to gauge on where their eyes were and what they're looking at. You know, I gauge the keys that we do defensively off of what I learned on offense, you know, so try to feel like we have a little bit advantage of where the play is going to go and teach them how to use their eyes and, you know, get there sooner. You know, which if you're a kid of great talent and you understand the game and trust your keys, you know, you can make a lot of plays. You can tackle.
Stoops talked a lot about being multiple on defense.
Right.
Were you multiple on defense
Yes,
at ECU?
have to be. Example would be Arkansas game. You know, they were 0 for 13 on third down. We ran 11 coverages. You know, and then throughout the year, probably ran, I don't know, in the last 9 games of the year, we ran the same third down coverage in a row. We went over 50, I think, at one point where we hadn't called the same coverage in a row on third down. You have to be multiple because offenses are multiple, and you have to have adjustments to what you do as a base defense, and that's what I like about, you know, Mark's package. You know, I like that, and it's good that, you know, we can adjust and we can be multiple, but we can also be very, very fundamentally sound where you're only teaching, a few things, to each guy. But if two guys are doing one and one guy's doing another, that makes you multiple. You don't have to change 9 guys. You only have to change 1 or 2 to be a multiple defense. Perception versus fact is what it is.